Hello, students. You have made it to the final lesson of the week, the writing lesson for Friday, the 23rd of October. And we are marching through these capital letters quite quickly. We're doing 6 per day. Today we focused on H, I, J, K, L, and M. And these are all quite easy to draw. Really only wanted to point out 2 of the letters that have options. Options means you have a choice. So I'm going to move over here to this empty space and start with the letter H. And again, this is a top to down motion. Starts looking just like a letter L, but then we make that cross on the dotted line and bring down another parallel line to make the H. And that's how that one is made. That is not an optional letter, the H. In the way it's drawn, this is the only way to make it. However, the next letter, I, you do have a choice. Now, when you're writing, and when I write normally, I just make the capital letter I look like that, which is the same as a letter L or a number 1. But sometimes to make this stand out, you want to put a little cap on the top and a little foot on the base, just like that. And that makes it, that's still a capital I. It looks a little bit more fancy, maybe a little nicer. It's up to you. Again, I will emphasize that you don't get overboard on this top hat and the foot on the bottom. This is how some people want to make their eyes. That's going overboard. Don't make the lines that long. Just a little short cap and shoe at the bottom. And the same goes for the letter J. Let me change that color to blue. And the J is a hook. Big hook like that. And you can leave the J like that. That's totally fine. Or if you want to make a little cross at the top as well, you can do that as well. Just don't go overboard and make a giant cap on the top of the J. And then the rest of the letters are going to be written the same every time. We've got the K, which again starts with this number 1 or lowercase l, and a big arrow for the K, just like that. Then we get to the L, and another straight line from top to bottom, and then trace that bottom black line to finish the foot of the L. And finally, we have the M, which, for whatever reason, I am programmed to do bottom to top. And maybe I learned it wrong, but this, I thought that I learned them pretty well when I learned the alphabet, how to do it. And I think that's how my teacher trained me how to do it. I'm not entirely sure. But go ahead and do it that way. There is a capital letter M. And just practice those. And here is your list of words that start with capital letters. Let's take a look at each one. And every one of these begins with a capital letter, and the other letters are lowercase. So the first one is Hawaii. Yes, the Aloha state. The state of Hawaii has a capital H. And this morning I wrote as an example India. Well, this is a different place called Indiana. Indiana is part of the United States. It is not India, even though if you covered that, if you got rid of those 2 letters, that does say India. But India is not in the United States. Indiana is. And then for letter J, I put the month of January, which is coming up not too long. Months of the year all need capital letters, so that's why we gave it a capital J. After the J, we get to the letter K, and this is the country of Kenya, or Kenya. Starts with the capital K. This is the country with the lions and elephants and giraffes in Africa. Next, we come to another word that has to be capitalized, and that would be a name of a person, and this is Lincoln, just like Abraham Lincoln. And just like you need to capitalize your last name, so does Abraham Lincoln. So the L in Lincoln is a capital letter. And finally, we make it to our letter M word. And this comes from our story, Medio Pollito, the little half chick. And remember, he went on a trip to go to see the king in Madrid, which is the capital of Spain. and that is a city name. Cities also need to start with capital letters. So there it is, you guys. You have your words to write with capital letters, and I want you to write 2 rows like I did. Let me clarify that. Here is, whoops, we don't want to do that. We want to go like this. So here is 1 repetition of H through M, and then 2 repetitions of H through M. So do that and practice those words, and you should be a little bit better versed in how to write these capital letters. And have a great weekend. This is the last lesson of the week. I will see you on Monday.